Hello, my name is Jonathan Bush. Thank you for taking the time to watch my presentation on my service learning project for the Multidisciplinary Studies 495 capstone class to wrap up what has been a wonderful educational journey. Now, since starting in the Multidisciplinary Studies program, I have had a clear path laid out for graduation. I've had the support of my classmates as well as the staff in the MDS program to help guide me there. Now, for this presentation, I will be talking about the Multidisciplinary Studies program learning outcomes, my service learning project, why I think that emotional intelligence is important, how I hope to keep it going, what I learned, and a final reflection on my learning. Now, there are 6 learning outcomes in the Multidisciplinary Studies program. Outcome 1, define problems and opportunities, gather, evaluate evidence, and determine the adequacy of a given argument in order to continually make connections from my academic disciplines to real-world situations. Learning outcome 2, apply knowledge and understanding of cultural differences from my academic disciplines to matters that encompass local to international importance that demonstrate a well-rounded view of the world. Learning outcome 3, utilize 21st century skills and knowledge to write effectively in multiple contexts for a variety of audiences. Number 4, utilize 21st century skills and knowledge to communicate effectively in speech, both as a speaker and listener. Outcome 5, think creatively about complex problems in order to produce, evaluate, and implement innovative solutions as a member of a team. Finally, outcome 6, analyze ethical issues in personal, professional, and civic life and produce reasoned evaluations of competing moral and ethical viewpoints. Now, I'm proud to have been able to apply what I've learned in my academic discipline to address an area of opportunity that I found in the community. Being able to evaluate evidence and put forth an argument using 21st century communication skills learned in my higher education has helped me to really evaluate what each of the learning outcomes for the Multidisciplinary Studies programs means to me. They have helped me greatly in both my personal and professional life. Now, for my project, I wanted to teach emotional intelligence and conflict management skills to youth participants at the City of Boise Parks and Recreation Friday Night Teen Night. I felt that it was important to teach these kids to improve their emotional intelligence because it is such an important factor in being successful in life and managing our emotions. The first night I volunteered felt a little like walking into the lion's den. It was very intimidating. Walk in and feel the energy from so many teenagers running wild on a Friday night. The director of the program asked me to start off in the gym because there were so many children in there and not many staff. I was a little overwhelmed at first by the number of kids in the gym and the basketballs and volleyballs flying chaotically through the air. And as I attempted to get the kids to play a slightly more organized game of pickup basketball, the feeling of being overwhelmed turned to excitement. I knew that I was going to have a lot of fun while giving back to the community through this service learning. I also knew it was going to be a challenge to try and teach these youth about conflict management and emotional intelligence in a setting like this, when they are just trying to play basketball in the gym or video games or shoot pool in the teen center, or maybe just hanging out with their friends on the couches in the lobby. I wouldn't necessarily want some random guy to come and try and speak with them about their problems and teach them about emotional intelligence. First, I would need to gain their trust. To know them and build trust, it's something that takes time. That's something that, a good first impression helps, but in order to really gain someone's trust, you have to take the time and be genuine with them. You also need to act fairly and be consistent and let them see that, especially when in a position of authority. A big part of working with youth, especially adolescents, is redirecting behavior. If you tell one kid they can't kick the volleyballs around the gym, you have to make sure that you say something to everyone else that are kicking the volleyballs across the gym as hard as they can. You have to be fair and consistent for all of them. Now, once you have someone's trust and respect, you can begin to teach and help them more. Now it was time to set up some ground rules. I was allowed to post what I called the Friday night teen night emotional intelligence rules. Now, they were not as much rules to follow as they were advice on how to help control your emotions and improve your emotional intelligence. They were modeled after the 5 basic tenets of emotional intelligence theory. First, self-awareness. The first step to controlling your emotions is recognizing your emotions and what effect they have on you. Just naming the emotion you are feeling out loud or to yourself will make you aware. Second, self-regulation. Once you recognize the emotions you are feeling, you can begin to control how you will react to that emotion. Use techniques like counting to 10 or taking a quick walk before reacting. You can't control what you will feel, but you can control how you react to it. Take control of your emotions before they take control of you. Motivation. Having an internal drive to succeed will help you in all areas of life. Have clear and attainable goals for yourself. Know your strengths and play off them. Make a commitment to yourself to achieve the goals you have set. Empathy. Learn to recognize what emotions others are feeling as well as yourself. Put yourself in the other person's shoes and acknowledge that they may have a different opinion than you. The key to this skill is being a good listener. Social skills. Work on your people skills. If you work on the other skills for emotional intelligence, you will become more skilled in all social situations. Your emotions affect those around you as well as yourself. Inner peace begins the moment you choose not to allow another person or event to control your emotions. Now, I was able to post these above the rules for the Teen Activity Center that all children had to follow while they were there. And in addition to the working with the youth myself and having the rules for them and conversations and facilitating some conflict management, I wanted to educate the staff and other volunteers on how they could help. How they could help the teens to deal with conflict and work on their emotional intelligence. Now, this would help the project to be more lasting and reach more people if the staff were also carrying it on. So I created a pocket-sized handout of quick reference on how they could help the kids, or anyone for that matter, to improve their emotional intelligence. First, self-awareness again. Encourage teens to talk about their feelings. Just the act of describing emotions helps people focus on how they're feeling and develop an improved awareness of what is happening for them emotionally. Practice impulse control. Help them know the difference between feelings and actions. They are not victims of their feelings, but can choose how to act or express their emotions. Mood management. Teach them how to shake off a bad mood. Count to 10. Take a cool-off period. Let them know that it is normal and okay to become angry. It is letting the anger get the best of you that is not okay. Self-motivation. Help them to build an internal drive to pursue and achieve goals. Help them to focus on their strengths and interests and set attainable goals. Helping them focus on positive ways forward instead of negatives from the past will help them to tackle the challenges of life. And empathy. Model empathetic behavior by putting yourself in their shoes before responding to whatever it is they have said or done. Seeing the situation from the teen's perspective will also help you to respond effectively to their behavior. Ask them to tell you how the other person may be thinking or feeling in a conflict. Now, these also followed along with the rules and what I've been teaching to the kids, and I gave the extra handouts and the digital file to the director for future use as well. Now, this quote I found by Daniel Goleman, it really got me thinking about how important it is for people to learn about their emotional intelligence, and it helped me to know that what I've been doing will make a difference. If your emotional abilities aren't in hand, if you don't have self-awareness, if you are not able to manage your distressing emotions, if you can't have empathy and have effective relationships, then no matter how smart you are not going to get very far. Now, it might be difficult for me to see the results of my project immediately, but I know that through persistence, that it will help the youth of today to become better leaders tomorrow with high emotional intelligence. Looking back on the last few months working on my project, as well as the past 2 years in the multidisciplinary studies program, I feel a great sense of pride. I know that I have achieved all of the learning outcomes set forth and made myself a better person in doing so. There have been a lot of ups and downs, and the road has been difficult, but the path has always been clear, and the toughest trials have the greatest rewards. Thank you, everyone, for your support and guidance on this journey. Go forth